Now on today's video, Billy and I visited the TETERBORO Air Show. There was a B25, one of my favorite planes. There was a B17. There was a TBF AVENGER, a CORSAIR, a lot more. They had some cars, some race cars and things, but this video is only going to cover the aviation part of it. And the big thing, they had an AirCoupe. One of the nicest AirCoupes I've ever seen. I had an AirCoupe, of course, for many, many years, and this one was a lot more polished than mine. So the beginning of this video is going to be a little lengthy. I wanted to capture the startup from the time they started letting the people on the B17 to the time they took off, and it gets a little lengthy, and I don't care, because this is the rarest of rare things to see one of these in a startup mode, and I want to see it in real time. I don't want to see some edited version. And so tough that out, because after that we're going to go and see all the planes that were at the show. We know there are 15 flyable left in the world. We found that out a couple weeks ago at one of the other local air shows. But this is, I don't know, to me, my life, or whatever you want to call it. I just think it's such a shame to miss something like this when you know it's not going to last forever. Within my lifetime, I'm sure there'll be a time when there are none. And I think, but I'm not sure, there's only one B29 left flyable. It's been many, many years since there's been a B36 airworthy. One by one, like the dinosaurs, they just die. And a special thanks to Ray Dory for providing the original footage from which this was edited. Ray, thank you so much, and for all your contributions to our channel. And there's a couple of things in life, and obviously the B17 is one, as a jet goes by here. I remember a couple of years ago, I always say a couple of years ago, it probably was more like 10 years ago, George Venturini and I went all the way down to Hoboken to see them fire up the 614, the steam engine. Followed it, tried to get some video of it, then Karen and I took the ride on the 614. And I'm so glad I did that at the time, because they've retired the 614, and in our case they don't even do the steam train through Rutherford anymore. It's a memory. And it's a memory I would not want to have lived and missed. Now just imagine if you were the person, if you could do such a thing, that you could watch the last of the dinosaurs, the last of the T-Rexes, the last of any animal just before it became extinct. Just imagine. And with only 15 left, it goes without saying, it may be within my lifetime that they have none. You know what's funny is a jet goes by, it takes off, goes right over our head. Almost nobody in the crowd even looks skyward. The B-17 takes off, there's not a single person looking at his shoes. I'm really not sure what that says. Okay, they're pretty much getting ready to fire it up. The moment we've all waited for. I think they're just waiting for the guys with the fire extinguishers. And there's always so many things to do before they actually get ready to fly. It seems like it's unbelievable. And I saw there's 50 gallon of oil, 55 gallon drum of oil over there on the side, but I wondered how much of that they actually use. Now don't stand by the props, kid. You want to see what it's like in a bomb bay door during a flight? Don't stand by the prop. I'm sure they do quite a pre-flight on this, checking various things open, shut, and making sure nobody put a Coke bottle up in the exhaust or something. That's funny too, every time I see a B17 I notice more vents and more inlets and outlets and flaps and turbos and... Oh, I can smell the jet fuel. We're downwind of the jets right now as they pull in. Ugh, wonderful. Must be Nancy Pelosi coming in on her private jet. Alright, looks like they got the pre-flight almost done. Pilot's in the seat. We got the fire extinguisher guy out here.
I got my little camera for writing the pictures.
Oh, were you the guy up on the top of the that hoist that they had?
No.
It looked like somebody with a big lens. Well, maybe it was a news camera. Who the hell even knows? They never invite me to go up there. I don't know what you have to do. Donate to the Democratic Club or something. I don't know.
I was here one time during the week, and they don't even let you take pictures through the fence.
Oh no! They catch you. They take your camera. They caught me already. They had a 3-engine seaplane here at Dornier, and they got me within 15 seconds. They had me on camera.
Yeah,
Really?
They got video cameras over there.
Whoa, you're on video camera right now. There's probably 20 cameras. Look at them. There's 2 or 3 up there. Look, you think I'm kidding?
They gotta do it.
Of course they do. There's guys like me everywhere. Look, another one. Another one. Ah, there we go. Is he giving them the signal? Here we go, guys. The moment of truth. T-Rex. They're less pollution than in Nancy Pelosi's jet. Oh man, Billy, I can smell it already. And if this doesn't make your blood boil, you're already dead. Props are in perfect sync. Look at them syncing together. Oh man. In digital photography, they sync a lot different than in analog. In analog, you can slow them down to where they look like they're not even moving. There we go. I guess you can tell why they need that 50-gallon drum of oil. That oil is 2050, Bill.
Oil's coming from the bottom cylinders.
Yeah. Oh, God, you bet. And you know what they did in World War II about it? Buy more oil.
If it sat too long, you had to take the spark plug.
Yeah, drain it. All right, this is it, baby. Oh, man. Nancy Pelosi, eat your heart out. That last one looks like it needs a Rojet. Whoa, he had plenty of oil in there. Now, how many people here think are looking at that jet? 0. Z-E-R-O. Wow. Billy, what does that smell like? Oh, man.
It smells like victory, my friend.
Smells like victory. They'll love us when we win. And you know, on some of the bombing runs over Germany, they had hundreds of these. That is the essence of aviation right there, baby. Now, Billy's already got a ticket to ride on this. He just doesn't want to go until we can get the women down. And next week is the air show up by his house. It's a smaller air show, but we love to go to all of them. Well, we never got to see Jacobone today. I don't know what the hell happened. But like all of us, he's got family obligations, kids, houses to work on, tenants. Thank God I don't have tenants anymore. Thank God almighty. We're done with that. Oh man. They're waiting to clear a couple of these modern jets out of here. Taxi clearance, I'm sure. I've flown out of TETERBORO enough to know what a pain in the ass it is to get taxi clearance when there's a bunch of jets. Here's the reason. One jet's active on the runway and you don't get clearance. When he gets in front of you, you're going to smell it. Hold on to your hat. Your hat's going to blow off. As soon as we get... Oh, man, look at this. Oh, there's the wingtip. Oh, we almost hit it with our head. There goes the hats. Bye-bye, nice hat. Now, if they had never come up with, like, the Confederate Air Force or the New England group, if they never had come up with this idea of giving people rides, I think there wouldn't be any of these left. It's a tremendous amount of money to keep them in the air, the maintenance. But it's like watching the last of the dinosaurs. They're going to be taking off and go right over our head. Just getting a look at some of the people lining up at the fence for the B17 takeoff.
Same lens? Oh, I see.
And we're all anxiously awaiting the big moment. That's funny, as we pulled up here, the B17 took off. Right overhead. Oh man. The first thing they do is they fly out over the Statue of Liberty. They have clearance to fly the Statue of Liberty, which we can almost see from where we are. Quite a day, quite a day. Single engine turbo.
Taking you around various World War II airplanes and telling you more about them. This is a great opportunity to learn a lot more about this fabulous aircraft from an expert writer as
Oh, they got a TBF Avenger, a gyro plane.
Volunteers on World War II aircraft.
Gage is telling me that, like, the family voltage and manufacturers, things like that. I raised up concern. Battery that goes down.
That's not mechanical. The engine's not mechanical.
It had one, but the guy in previous owner took it off. So I gotta find out if you can use it both. Probably like tomatoes, like yeah, mechanical ones.
Here comes the B17 in. Oh, what a day it is. Clear blue sky, fall day here in the Northeast. Now, as I'm looking back over this day, there were just so many things happening at the same time that it was just hard to keep track of things. I didn't know what I wanted to take pictures of. One of the things I always enjoy is looking up into the wheel wells of these planes. It's amazing to me the plumbing and the mechanical things that go on there, the hydraulics. Now, for anybody that has not followed my channel, I built a B25 model, a control line stunt model, and I had pretty much was very familiar with B25s. I've seen other ones, but I love to look at the little details like this. The fact that that strut in the back is a hydraulic, that's little details. The tires, it always impresses me how soft the rubber on the tires is on all the Warbirds, and I'm sure maybe on all planes in general except jets, and maybe even jets, I don't know. But I have a durometer, and I do durometer testing on my own motorcycle tires, and I have 9 motorcycles in my collection, so I'm doing a lot of tire changing. But to seeing how soft the rubber is on those tires is, to me, pretty impressive. But look at the sky here. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's an ERCOUPE in the back there. Just blew me away when I saw how good that ERCOUPE was. I had a 47 ERCOUPE that we bought from the military. It had the same exact markings that his had on it, and I'm going to go over there and check that out very soon. But I wanted to look up, and again, a lot of people don't do this or they don't care. I love to look where the exhaust is exiting, the intakes, the scoops, the de-icer boots, how they've got the just a million things, the little details of a model. Now, when you're a modeler, you're always looking for the nose art and making the propellers look realistic, the guns in the front, that clear nose, all of the things you would be modeling if you're a modeler. But again, this is an air show, and we were waiting for a couple of our friends to show up today who obviously had other things to do. Billy and I have been good friends for many, many years. He's a motorcyclist too. He's a dirt bike rider. And we really just had the time of our life looking at things. Look at this, how shiny that spinner is. Now, I polish metal in my shop, and I know that is a professional job. The aluminum, the polish on the aluminum on these Warbirds, if you were up close and personal, I'm wondering how many hours with the polishing wheel and how many cans of rouge and how many polishes they use, and oh my God, it's mind-boggling now. The history to B25 is, as they went through the series, different series, they changed them. The cannons were on the side, the cannons were in the nose, various models. I don't know what model this is, but it had the clear glass nose. Hey, look at a little P38 model, some jewelry that my wife got. And we just had, this is one of those special days. It's just hard to describe to people if you've never been to an air show like this, just how much fun it is. It's really just a lot of fun. Now, while all this action is happening here, there's also in the hangar, next to the hangar, a car show going on. I did not want to go over there and make this a 3-hour video, but when I saw this ERCOUPE, I had seen this gentleman before, and this is, if not the cleanest ERCOUPE I've ever seen. It's certainly a lot cleaner than mine, and polished and detailed. And he has the original 47 interior and seats. And anybody that knows about ERCOUPEs, you almost always want to fly them with the windows open. It's just hard to describe to people that have never been in an ERCOUPE. Kind of cool. They were sold by Sears Roebuck at one time. They are very unique in the fact that they do not stall. It's a stall-proof wing. And the ailerons are a 7-to-1 ratio up and down. And there's also a load of little details in this, but look at the polish on this. And if you've ever been to an air show where, I've been to air shows where the planes look, there's quite a few of them, but they look like they really don't have all the maintenance. I think this gentleman was in love with this plane for many, many years, and when we talked to him privately, he said he got this. It was not really in nice shape. I told him I had a 47, but again, the whole thing, but we had a couple of other people that joined the conversation. These planes are very unique, and the one I owned, I was a partner in, had the wings were already aluminized. That would have made on this plane, would have made this, imagine how long it takes to polish the fuselage. Imagine if you had to polish the wings too. And there's Billy, of course, and Billy is in pilot training right now. So at the time we were doing this, he was itching to buy a plane. And there's some of this video I didn't want to make public because Billy was in the market to buy a plane. And they were, I don't know how to go back and laugh at this or whatever, but I was actually thinking of trying to give this guy an offer for the plane at the time. And obviously he said no. But that's the fun of an air show. Everything is just a load of laughs, and looking at the details and looking at all of the little, if you're an ERCOUPE guy, look how nice and clean this thing is. Wow, and even inside, and the thing I was amazed at when I looked inside, I know what the inside of mine looked like because I made up a set of seat covers for it. He had the original seat cushions in there. Amazing. Just this is an amazing airplane. Maybe, I mean, everybody wants to see the B17. Everybody wants to see the B25, the Avenger. Everybody wants to do this, that, and the other thing. But to me, this was the high point of the air show, was seeing. Now look inside here. Look at this. And again, some of the reasons I have to do voiceover on some parts of this video, because they had some really loud music playing in the background that drowned out what we were talking about. And I really wanted to make some of these points, especially with the ERCOUPE, more than anything else. I almost was going to make a separate video of just of this ERCOUPE. It was so beautiful. But again, Billy was really excited at this point in time, and I mean, we made a new friend here. This was, yeah, how much you want for it? You know, when you have something like this, and I have people do this at motorcycle shows, they always want to buy my motorcycles. Yeah. But it's always fun negotiating the price when you know you're not serious. Yeah, I'll give you this, but I'll take that much. Now imagine, look at a B25 in the background here. Imagine this. Holy mackerel. This was just an incredible afternoon. Anyway, I didn't want to ramble on and on, but one other thing I wanted to mention, that, again, on our channel of 3,000 videos, there are at least one, and I think there's 2 or 3, of restoring a Spitfire in Texas. We went to see a gentleman that restored, and I mean restored. It took him 11 years. And of course, he has his own private hangar. a private collection of planes, and he did the restoration himself. And that's interesting, somebody looking at air show videos. We got the usual stuff, the Uvar Hazy. The museum in Texas was really, really nice with Tar Heel Hal. Anyway, just a lot, there's a lot of stuff on the channel, but we've added this one now, and the ERCOUPE one, believe me, this brought back so many memories. I haven't had the plane in many years, but Billy was intent. I had to hold myself back here. I really wanted to buy this plane. This really was in nice shape. Now another, not related, but a little sidebar issue. I have lived basically my whole life within a stone's throw of TETERBORO Airport, and when we owned the ERCOUPE, and we kept it at the south end of the airport. Well, it's all jets now. This is many years later. All jets. I don't know what tie down is now, but back in the day it was expensive then. It's probably 10 times that now. But flying, I did all my pilot training out of TETERBORO and all my hours in cross countries, got my license there. And a very special story while we're talking about this, the B25. The person that signed me off was Lou Ranley. Lou Ranley's a very famous person. He's in the TETERBORO Aviation Hall of Fame Museum, which is located on the east side of the airport. But anyway, when I was getting my hours in and I was up for the final test, I made the appointment for the final, and the person that got to give me the final was Lou Ranley. And he came up, and you can't believe this, he looked at my paperwork and he said, "Ertnowski, you're not Eddie Ertnowski's son, are you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." My dad's been dead since 1954. He says, "Man, I knew your father. He was a great pilot. Oh, he was this, he was that, la, 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 la. Come on, take me for a ride." And that's how I got my license. And he said it was the funniest thing. He was telling, in the time we were going for my final test, he was telling me stories of how he liked to fly in B25s. They were such good airplanes, and they did this and they did that, and he loved the airplanes. And of course, at this point in time, he either knows you can know how to fly a plane or not. And when I saw that he was in the Aviation Hall of Fame Museum and how famous of a guy he was, of course, he didn't tell you this, but he really was. If you're ever in TETERBORO, go to the east side of the airport. There's a Hall of Fame museum. There's quite a few nice exhibits there. And there's a bust of Lou Ranley and Charles Lindbergh. They're the two side by side as you get into the Hall of Fame area. And he's the guy that gave me my test. Anyway, I'm going to get back here. It looks like maybe the music is over here. They had some really nasty, loud music playing. You couldn't hear anything anyway, but back to the dialogue. Already on Windy videos. I was just teasing him before.
Yeah, you can tell somebody in Japan and
I got him from last year. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice.
And then
It's all molded, of course.
yeah, it's
Yeah, that's nice. How long are you going to be in Santo Domingo for? A couple of weeks?
no, I'm just going down for a couple days.
Okay.
And he has a hat that we don't have yet. Oh, Reno.
We're trying to make arrangements.
Which is this weekend? Yeah. Tomorrow.
Don't break my heart.
You can.
That was my wife's birthday last night.
You want to watch it?
Yeah. You got video?
You can watch it live. How?
How?
It's on Oshkosh365.com.
I don't even know.
On the computer. It's on the computer, live, starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You gotta tape it for me.
I can't tape off my computer.
Yes, you can.
I'll have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it's Oshkosh365.com.
It turned out to be quite a day. We're going to see if Jacobone's here. We don't know if he is. We're supposed to meet him by the B17 at 1:30, and it's the Ferrari watch says what? 2 o'clock. We're late. We get bogged down talking to friends. Oh man, Joe, I know you're here in spirit, baby. Corsair over there, TBF, and there's more guys flying in as we're here early. This show goes on next 2 days. I think they're getting ready to load up the B17 for another flight. Look at the exhaust pipe on this. You could put your head in there.
Wait, those things look like
There's a human hand. It's a hand and a half.
Isn't anybody with a
I think the only plane bigger, single engine radial, was a Sky Raider, but I'm not sure. Not really sure. Sky Raider's bigger, but this is not far behind. Go look at the tail, look at the bottom tail gunner where he sits. You think the ball guy in a B-17?
And this was stuntable.
This is a crew of 3, yeah. They said this flies like a Piper Cub.
Really?
Super, super easy to fly. It's almost like a trainer plane. You know, it's very low performance. Doesn't go fast.
Yeah, you have the ability to fly inverted though.
Well, any warplane. They don't make a warplane that can't go upside down. Not that I know of.
Look at the bomb.
Yeah, it's for the torpedoes.
Here's the legend.
There you go. This might be the guy that flew over your house the other. Yeah, you know, this must be the B25 and when they flew over your house.
Right.
See, what I would love to do is bring my B25 model here and try to get him to let me take a picture with the real B25 in the background. You know, come after hours,
That would be nice.
give the guy a few bucks, donation to their cause, and oh, that's nice paint, huh, Bill?
This is good paint.
That's nice.
I think this has some stunting capabilities.
He could probably loop it.
Look at how clean it is.
Well,
like books. There's no manuals to on, especially for foreign stuff on how to do stuff. There are translations of WARBIRDS. Although there are translations.
it's nice and clean inside, huh?
It's a
Oh
immaculate.
my God, it's beautiful. That is nice.
It's immaculate.
See how they use the thing on a wingtip, so for their squares?
Yes.
That rod?
I wonder how sensitive the plane is. Look, he's got a camera mounted in the road.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're in trouble now. They must know we're here.
I wonder how sensitive the plane is.
Did you pay that parking ticket you got? Is that a real hand grenade? Come on. One parking ticket, Nick. Oh, there's more of them. Watch out. That is nice. Even the checkerboard. That is beautiful. This is composite. So you can see the composite imprint in it?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. You can get a ride in these. Go up in Poughkeepsie. They have a.
They put a lot of clear on this too.
Yeah. I
This
think
is a
that
nice
some of
paint
these
job.
are based at Poughkeepsie. Yeah.
Paint job belongs by 10 grand.
Oh yeah. You kidding me? This is buffed. Look at the paint. This is hand buffed. I bet it was machine buffed like a. But that's definitely buffed. That's nice.
Whichever was better, they.
So where's Jacobone? Nobody can find Jacobone today. Maybe his wife wouldn't let him come out and play. I'm not sure. I told him to tell Brian. Brian likes to come to the shows too. This is the real deal though. These things are bulletproof, boy. When I was a kid, Arthur Godfrey kept his right where we're standing right now. In fact, we're on the spot.
You could run this only with one motor and it's still flying.
These things glide. They actually glide. You
Yeah.
could shoot a wing off and they still fly. Some nice nose art up there. Second chance. You know they're still using these in paid passenger service in New England.
No kidding.
Yes, they have a few of them. And they're way better at making money than modern planes because they get in and out of small fields and don't use a lot of fuel.
Yeah. They landed one of these at Greenwood Lake Airport.
Yeah. Yeah, they come in on the mains and just the tail wheel touches down at about 30 miles an hour. I always love the wheel wells. How much safety wire do you think is in here? Holy mackerel, Andy. Some serious stuff going on there. Now, what compound do you think this rubber is? There's always some really soft rubber on these tires. That's soft, Joe. I can put my fingernail in there. That's almost race tire rubber. Mamma mia. Just imagine somebody put every one of these rivets in by hand.
Yeah.
Cha-chong, cha-chong.
50 years ago.
Now, why do you think? Here's a good question. You're a mechanic. Why are there bolts here and rivets here? Because when they take the wings off, they have to be able to take that part. See, this part has to come out. I'd be willing to bet that's it anyway.
I'm sure it's to check the inside of the wing.
Or for, yeah, an inspection panel.
Like the inspection
Sure,
panels, yeah.
sure.
This is for the...
Here's the fuel drains, yep.
Right here, Ann.
I think this thing had new tanks put in it, Wendy.
These planes were made in the 40s. Remember, 40s, 60s. Yeah, that might
I
be.
guarantee this thing had a new tank.
It probably did, because these are all new screws.
Yeah.
Look new anyway.
I wonder if they put a bladder tank back in this.
I don't know. Look at the headers on this thing. Oh, man. Very cool. Look at this. They got to keep a 55-gallon drum of oil around to service this? Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Certificate of analysis. Look at this. 2560. Holy mackerel.
Hey, Win, this is the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's only 15. Remember, we found that out the last time. But it is a different one for sure.
This whole thing is polished. It's not a bit of paint on the whole plane.
Yeah. Well, there's only 15. I think we got to see 4 or 5 of them in the last couple of years.
There's not a bit of paint in this whole place.
I don't know why it always amazes me, but it amazes me how soft the rubber in these tires. If I wanted to, I could reach my fingernail and take a chunk out. And obviously the tread is worn here. But look out here how much, well, it's not a motorcycle tire. They wear the middle out and that's it. Impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. So we didn't find Rich yet. I hope he's around, but we'll link up with him for some dinner or lunch or whatever. Yeah, this one, the one we saw 2 weeks ago, didn't have, it was painted.
I was just talking to one of my friends that I know. His dad flew this plane in the war.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And he's underneath the bombed doors now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I asked him if his dad was here today. He says no.
No. Oh, they're in by the Bombay doors. This always blows my mind every time I'm around a B17. When I used to go to Long Island to see my grandmother, you go past LaGuardia, there'd be 100 of these out there.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. Connies and sixes.
Where did they? He asked us, where did they all go?
Yeah, I know. They made dog food cans out of them or something.
Aw.
I don't know what, but they made something. Look into this nose real well. Now you got to admit, there's some plumbing in there, pal. That's some craftsmanship, workmanship, something up there. I don't know what. Pretty impressive.
What do you think it costs to keep her up in the air a year?
Oh, forget it. Look, that was scary. That was some fat guy got in the nose, I guess. Some poker got in the nose. Holy Christ. Who's up there? Oh, no wonder. Look who's up there. Look, it's Jacobone.
Did you get that on film? Did you get it moving on film?
I got everything on film. Nothing escapes Ertnowski. Holy carumba. We didn't plan it that way, but holy shit. You don't think this thing's leaking oil, do you? Holy shit.
That was enough. We're done
I got
now.
my, yeah. Give me the check. Ah, carumba, baby. This is always, even on big jets, this impresses me. Working on a landing gear and stuff. Holy mackerel. Yeah, that got my full attention.
I ain't never seen that before.
That was like having a back end step out. Whoa, where did that come
I
from?
ain't kidding.
Yeah, boy, you all of a sudden become eyes open 3 times this
I was
size.
half asleep now. Wow.
Yeah, wide awake. Yeah, this is nicely restored.
Weight too.
This is nice.
I wonder what the weight is on this. More.
Oh, you don't have to convince me. There's a nice wood plop. This would be fun to fly too, because you could fly with the door down.
Wendy, how come that other guy's prop is so how is that?
They get
the nicks and dents?
yeah, but they need to be. That needs to be done. That should be restored.
What the hell does it hit?
Stones
Where?
on the runway.
Generating?
Yeah, yeah.
No kidding.
This stuff along the leading edge, that's to
Right.
protect stone damage. And even at that, it takes a beating. The holes are here to let moisture out. Everything goes out the tip. We had the guy down at Uvar Hazy tell us about wood props. What a job it is. They would select the wood. You notice how nice the grains all match?
Yes.
And what an
Yes.
art form. That's obviously gone forever.
You have one in your shop.
I got one. I got a World War I prop in my shop. They gave me that at a contest one time. This is nice. This is nicely done.
And this is also counted.
You never flew in a Cub yet either, did you? Front to back?
Never flew in a Cub.
Cub is fun. And the most fun of all is a Cub on floats. That's because you need that Hackensack River to take off on. When I was a kid down at the seaplane base, they had 7 or 8 Cubs on floats. Back in the days when aviation, you know, no terrorism and you could do what you want. Boy, those just breaks my heart that they're gone. Look at this guy's got nails in the tires. Look at this. What is that? I don't touch it. I don't know what it is. What is that? It's like a patch in a tire.
Plug or something.
Yeah, plugs. That's what it is.
You probably land these on flats.
Well, they land on grass. Nice.
Which plane did Rich say he was in?
No, you got to realize these planes are 60 years old. All of this stuff
What's
is.
he hitting it then? A bird.
Birds. Look how many dents there are up in the nose. Look at this.
That's from the birds.
Yeah, I mean, nobody reached up there and punched it.
No, a bird had to hit that dent.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, goose. That was really nasty when that nose wheel started compressing and we were under there.
Like this.
Yeah, look at a pigeon on top of the plane. The pigeon just flew away saying, what's such a big deal about flying? Oh, what that is. We're trying to find out what this is. It's going, it's like, it's got a screening in there. It's going into the exhaust. It's going into the exhaust at 2 places too. And it's sealed at the back. Don't start that engine now. What is that? Is that a magnet in there? There's things in the exhaust. There's nothing on the outside. I looked at the outside. What does that thing do in there?
A brace.
Or is that just a...
Could be bracing.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
One of the few little perks they get. Yeah. Okay, you put in a lot of money for the 3, 4, 5.
Okay!
Hey, Jim. Gentleman's got a car.
Okay, so the pilot told us this is to pull, they're pulling fresh air over the manifold and they're doing it to make cabin heat on some models. Billy wanted to know if these are counter-rotating. Definitely not. They're both turning counterclockwise. But there's only a few planes that counter.
So how much
A P-38 is one that
Does this thing
counter-rotates.
have any of that P factor to it then?
Oh, sure. A P-38 is one of the ones that counter-rotates, but there are not many. That is a B-20. We'll look at. I'm sure the B-25 doesn't. I know it doesn't. But it's not many. And the early P-38s, I don't think did. It was later on they did. These people were real nice. They're doing some kind of like a mock jump of pretty neat. And I was wrong. They stopped using them in service in New England. They stopped a year ago. So but people could go up and buy a ticket and just take a ride on one instead of riding on a modern jet. Not exactly the same. Not exactly the same.
I just figured how much farther these stand out going down the street. Basically.
Yeah, I know it's an easy plane to fly. Yeah.
You're feeling the plane. It
Right,
tells you
right.
what it likes and what it doesn't like. It's
Right.
like flying a small airplane.
So Giacomo looks like he went for pizza, I guess. No, that's okay. I'm not working for the FBI here, that's for sure. George Bush. Oh my God, that's great. Wow. This might be his plane. Look at this. I'd love to walk in here and see what it looks like from this guy's position down here.
Hold up a plane, that's a little.
I'm not sure this is gonna. This is the bottom of the Avenger. I'm on my knees here.
This is the tail wheel.
That had to be real comfortable.
There's the window looking in.
Here's the ammunition. I wonder if this guy glances in a farm field and has at it every once in a while.
Yeah, let's give these cows a thrill.
They do that.
You know what Jimmy Doolittle used to do?
What?
They were practicing with the B-25s. He'd say, in the middle of a practicing, he'd say, let's have some fun with the farmers. And they'd fly 100 feet behind them and just go over the tractor and then go, rrr. Break the monotony of training for war. Look at, we got my competition up here. You think they'd invite me to come up there and get a couple pictures of the B-17? Yeah, you elitists. I know. How about windy videos? You know, you got to compete with me. You know.
I'll start with you.
My video's better.
Yeah.
And that means if the hydraulics failed, you're pretty much beat. You can't crank it down.
No, they might have a mechanical. There might be a mechanic. I don't know if there is. But some of them have a mechanical system to just get the gear down.
Yeah, I don't see anything like that.
But if they were carrier based, they probably just dumped them in the ocean. You know, land alongside the carrier or something. Now it was, how many weeks ago before these guys flew, we were in Billy's house having a cookout, and a Corsair and a B25, obviously these are the two, because they were flying a squadron. They flew right over his house, right while we were cooking hamburgers, and we didn't have the camera running. Yeah, you gotta have some, look at a flap linkage in there. Some pretty exotic. Handle here.
Yeah, the only reason they did that is to make it short enough to put on the carrier deck.
Good prop clearance, yeah, it's a prop clearance.
And they figured they wouldn't be losing any wing space by having this, but that wasn't the truth of the matter, what they found out. They might as well just made the wings shorter, but they figured if they kept the length by just changing the dimension, it wouldn't change.
I wonder if these are all planes that have a war history, or if they're, they don't tell you, so. You know, like the Spitfires in England, whenever you see one of them on display,
Right.
they always have the war history, or if it's not a warbird, they don't have the, they tell you that it's a, you know, post-World War II. Check that flap. Let's make sure it's lined up. Oh yeah, I think you got the horn in crooked. Look at my competition. Look at this phony guy. They need a tent. You think they invite me to go up there? I can't believe it. Hey, elitist. Look at this truck. Imagine if that thing goes over on a B17. Have some fun with this photographer. Get in the truck and nail it. Well, just like an old Harley or an Indian, a pan underneath it. Look at these exhausts. Now what's funny, tell me why this is, because I don't know. Why didn't they make the exhausts out of titanium years ago? They didn't use titanium, I don't think, back in the
they had it.
It wasn't common. I mean, because all the modern bikes, even Rob's bike has a titanium exhaust.
Yeah, I don't think they even had it. I think aluminum was more accessible at that time.
Yeah, or maybe because of the war effort, yeah. Look at the brake, Billy. Look at the wear on that brake rotor. Holy mackerel. Look at the wear pattern. Holy. Man, if that was on a motorcycle, it would be replace it time. Had some serious wear issues on that brake, that rotor. I replaced the rotors on my Suzuki. They weren't even half that bad. And I wonder what that is. It's just this cut. No, it's dense in a metal almost. Discolored pretty good. Almost like the R1, triple pucks. You can see the side forces. Look at the side forces on the tire when this is taxiing. This is wearing the tire out almost like a motorcycle.
Back then.
I don't know.
The idea of that construction.
I don't know. That's all for. That's must be the cooling is going up in here. This is the air intake. It looks like. And this I would think is the air filter or the oil cooler, one or the other.
These are for the auxiliary tanks here.
Yes, drop tanks. I guess you just can't go buy a set of rotors for an F4U.
You would.
Maybe you want to bungee jump. How about you, man?
Yeah.
This is a nice shape too.
Mommy, did he build Mommy? Yes, says Mommy. That's
Look at where the battery is, Bill. Right in the middle of the beat. Look at the
I'm
bottom.
not kidding.
Yeah, they probably do that for balance. Carburetor heat.
This is the extent of his radio was on the floor.
Well, he's got a transponder. This is all modernized. He's got a transponder and everything. Oh, nice.
Watch now, you'll be here.
Is that the history of the bird over there? What an interesting day this turned out to be. Very, very unexpected. I didn't know it was going to be this good.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 seats available.
Owner bought this from an army surplus.
Look at a trim tab. It's just a bend it with 2 pieces of wood trim tab. No control.
That's
And
it?
balance. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but it can't be like that for it all the time, can it? Oh, but you still have your up and down.
Yeah, but it's just trim so it flies straight. I'm sure they...
You think that much makes a difference?
Oh yeah. You put that much on a model even, it'll make a difference.
Really?
Looking at a B17, it looks like this is to keep birds out, I'm guessing. Sure, if a bird went in there, that'd be damage, maybe serious damage. I can't read how many gallons that hydraulic tank is. It's a serious tank, though.
All these planes, it's check the fuel, fill the oil.
Yeah. There's a few drips in here. I guess they used a lot of rags getting in here and wiping these down after a mission, if they wiped it at all. And we're in a bomb base. There's just the motor that turns the Bombay doors.
No, but I'm saying there's a window and it's got like these marks on it to give you a range reference.
Oh, looks like they left one in there. Yeah. That's screw motor to the doors.
I'm sure you can operate mechanically as well.
Everything's safety wired.
They could have a rack under each wing where they can carry a 4,000 pound bomb. Too big to get in the bomb bay.
Guys, be careful here that you don't fall too.
About 10 years ago, I was working down there, I got frightened.
Make sure nobody falls.
Well, it would just crush us.
Think of another thing. Almost the whole plane is made out of sheet metal that's bent and riveted.
Not this. This is some heavy shit.
But I mean, the majority of the plane is sheet metal.
But why is
The
it so
joints are
heavy?
riveted. Nothing's welded. Everything's riveted or bolted. What are turnbuckles? For the controls? I'll bet they safety wire the hell out of them. So if you enjoyed the video, and I hope you did, please remember we have 3,000 videos on this channel. You can search the channel using playlist. to find all of the museums that we visited, a lot of the aircraft museums, some of the air shows. They're all separated on the playlist. But most of our channel does cover motorcycling, restoring motorcycles, model aviation, some nostalgic pictures if you have any interest in model aviation, and restoring and painting old motorcycles, most of them historic. I have a collection of 9 historic motorcycles registered in my name, and they're all on the channel. So I hope you did enjoy the video. Please take a second, hit the like button, and thanks so much for watching.